Barefoot at Sunset. Barefoot Bay Timeless, Book 1. Written by Roxanne St. Narrated by B.J. Harrison. Author's Dedication. One day not so long ago, my brother, Dr. J. Zink, sat on my patio with tears in his eyes as he told me that he had found another soulmate many years after he lost his beloved wife in the prime of her life. I will never forget the look of joy on his face, marveling that such a miracle had happened. Who gets two soulmates in one lifetime, Rocky? His question wrapped around my heart and inspired this book. So this one is for Dr. J. and my soon-to-be sister, Sandra Nance. You two prove that a second soulmate doesn't only happen in fiction. Chapter 1. Mark Solomon had one question pounding in his brain as he strode across the lobby of Casablanca Resort and Spa. And not just the obvious one, which would be, how, in the name of all that was holy, did he get roped into being on a freaking high school reunion committee? Because he knew how that had happened. The woman who owned this elite jewel in Barefoot Bay had tracked him down while he was parasailing in New Zealand. She'd offered some new breathtaking scenery and caught him in a rare moment of weakness. The straight whiskey kind of weakness. Oh, he'd said no at first, but then he reached into his pocket and thumbed the class ring he'd found in a safe deposit box just 2 days after he'd gotten that call. That's how he ended up back on Mimosa Key for a high school reunion, arriving a week early to boot to be at the final planning committee meetings, because he never ignored his most trusted advisor. Nor was he asking himself how 30 years had passed since he and a handful of 18-year-olds had ditched the prom to sneak booze into the only theater on the island for the opening of Top Gun. He didn't look, feel, act, think, or tire like a man at the high end of his 40s. He could pass for 10 years younger, even though his thick hair had plenty of salt in the pepper. His age certainly hadn't stopped him from skydiving, hang gliding, snowboarding, or climbing Kilimanjaro, and the only tire he knew was usually squealing under him during a competitive Porsche street race. No, the question plaguing Mark before he reached the conference room, where he and a bunch of other graduates from years gone by were gathering.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?